Please get out. Get out of this property. Immediately get out. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out. Out. Out of this property immediately until you come back with a warrant. Out. 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 Out of this property. Immediately out. Immediately go out and don't come back. I don't want to talk to you. Not a word. Out of this out of this property. Immediately out. I don't care what you have to say. Out. Out. Out of this property, you Nazis. Out. Out. Gestapo is not allowed here. Immediately, Gestapo is not allowed. Out. Do you understand English? Get out of this property. Go. So go. Go. And don't come back without a warrant. Out, Nazi. Out. Out. You understand? Nazis are not welcome here. Out. And don't come back without a warrant. Do not come back without a warrant. You understand that? You're not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here. Gestapo is not welcome here. Do not come back, you Nazi psychopaths. Unbelievable, sick, evil people. Intimidating people in a church during the Passover. You Gestapo, Nazi, communists, fascists. Don't you dare coming back here. Can you?
Whoa. Yeah, I mean it's a church. It's Passover, right? It's a really important Christian it's a really important Christian holiday, and basically there was people gathering at a church, and by all accounts, I'm assuming there was no mask wearing. So these cops came to break it up, and that guy just wasn't having it. He was like, "Listen, unless you have a warrant, get out." You Nazis. He called the cops Nazis.
Nazis. Yeah, that's why I was wondering what the hell was going on, because there was a whole lot of 1800, early 1900 talk going on. Fascists and communists.
Communists.
Nazis,
my gosh.
It's clear. It's clear when this guy grew up. It's clear when this guy grew up, because those words are different now. Those are very different words. He used similar words, but he used for his time.
Absolutely.
Those were aggressive. Those were aggressive trigger words back in those days. We changed those. We call them bitches and sluts and hoes and fuckboys, and we've expanded now. But we get what you're saying, sir. You're very angry at what's going on. We can see it. We can hear it.
But I mean, the larger question, though, like I said, is, I mean, the video's scathing. Like, that went from 0 to 10 real quick. That was the pew all the way. But like I said, if he is able to do this, can other businesses do this? Because they left. The cops actually left. Can other businesses do this now?
No, they got the blanket of religion over them. See, it's a different type of blanket when you have that. See, there's certain blankets that people wear. I like to call them blankets. I like to liken them to Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. Invisibility blanket.
You're a nerd, but go ahead.
Whatever, bro. You think the glasses are for fun? Anyways, I like to liken it to that. There's a few of those invisibility cloaks where it allows you to get away with certain things that other people wouldn't. There's the religious one. There's the LGBTQ one. People like to pull the black one sometimes.
We have one. We do.
Yeah. People like to pull the black one at work frequently. Just anything that you say to them is racist. Some people feel that way. And, of course, there's the big political one. So there's a few out there. And this one has the good fortune of using the religious one, to where they can get away with things that regular furniture stores or somewhere selling light bulbs might not be able to excuse. This is a religious holiday, officer. We are practicing our religion. We have the freedom to practice our religion. It's given to us by the state. Blah 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 blah. Ray. So
I just want to be friends with this. I want to be friends with this guy. Seriously, because anytime I'm with homie and police try to bother me, I already know I'm good money.
Everybody's
You
a Nazi.
Nazis.
You're a Nazi, and
Fascist.
you're a fascist,
Oh,
and you're a communist,
God.
and you're a bigot.
Yo, that
Fuck
dude
this guy.
let off. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? I mean, do you think he had the right to react the way that he reacted? Or it's COVID time. Mask up. At least wear a mask. By the way, I didn't see one person in that video wearing a mask except for the police officers. Those are the only ones. Real pigs in a blanket. But everybody else, I didn't see nobody wear a mask. So at least wear a mask. But again, I'm asking you guys. Do you think the police had the right to bust that up? So again, if you don't think they have the right to bust that up, you got to grant that same leniency for all other practicing religions as well. Does that spill into privately owned businesses as well? Do they have the right to stand up and be like, hey, man, if they could do it, we could do it? Dre says it's a blanket thing, which I agree with. I
It's
agree
a
with that.
Harry Potter invisible blanket thing. Just make sure you get it right.
How do we give this guy a virtual wedgie? Listen, man,
Disrespectful.
what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like, and don't be a fascist or a Nazi, okay? Adeuces.
Passover,
We're not moving.
the holiest Christian festival in a year, and they're coming to intimidate Christians during the holiest festival? Unbelievable.
Quoted on CNN's website. CNN is reporting on DMX. I mean, damn. But it does say rapper DMX is hospitalized and on life support following a heart attack. This was updated at 6:22 p.m. Right?
Yeah, on Saturday he got placed back on the life support. Yeah, Friday he was taken off, and then early Saturday, he was put back on.
It's crazy because DMX is 50 years old and he overdosed. This is a guy with demons. This is a guy who tried crack when he was 14 years old. He smoked a laced cigarette, and ever since then, it's just been problems. I mean,
Let's not forget, one of the biggest accolades that I feel like people they don't speak about it enough, and I don't understand why, is this man is the only hip-hop artist, and I don't know, might be the only artist to have 2 #1 albums in the same year.
yeah.
In the 2 albums.
His first album is Dark and Hell is Hot, went triple platinum. His second album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, went quadruple platinum.
Yeah,
and then his third album, and then there was X, went diamond.
Like, this man set a trend, and even the songs that he didn't like, and the first time, the story with him and Swiss Beats is a very interesting story, actually. He came up with his first beat, and he brought it to DMX, and DMX hated the beat. Listen to the song that I'm talking about. Probably his biggest song of all time.
Yeah, it's a big song.
Hated the beat. So what happened is his uncles, Juan Dean, knew that DMX loved to gamble. So they put him in a card game, and they said, listen, if you lose this card game, you gotta hop on the beat. And I mean, the rest is history.
Do you remember the story when DMX was heavy into acting, and he was driving and he put the siren on top of his car? He imitated a cop. The original point that I was making is he's 50 years old. 50. The man done lived half a century, and he's still doing drugs. So what I would hope to see, and we're all praying for the exact same thing, is that he pulls through. And not only does he pull through, but he commits to getting better, because the outpour from the industry when the news... Nigga, did you not just see I said CNN reported on DMX's condition in the... CNN!
And I actually heard this from Swiss Beats one time, who they just did a huge show, sold out show. It was crazy. It was wild. You know, DMX killed it, popped the stage, and Swiss was on a high. Everybody was on a high, and they said that they went back to his dressing room, and DMX was back there, and he was bawling his eyes out. He was bawling his eyes out, not just bawling his eyes out, but screaming out to God, "Why? Why me, God? Why would you pick me for this? Why give this to me?" The man had really, I don't think people understand. That's why I'm trying to make you, hopefully that helps you understand why you could be 50 and still be in this. I'm really worried because the latest updates that I've been hearing is everybody's flying in to see him. His wife is flying in, his ex-wife.
So that says a lot.
His children have just recently been flown in.
His 15 kids.
Yeah, his children are being flown in right now to see him in the hospital. And I mean, when a hospital is trying to resuscitate you and you are unconscious for 30 minutes of no oxygen getting to your brain, I can tell you most cases that hit 10 minutes, they usually leave, if they do survive, leave with some kind of brain damage and might require dialysis on a regular basis.
Like, this footage should literally be in a museum. To me, the best part about that video is the beginning, before the beat even dropped, and just the
Just hearing it, the energy that
the energy, and then the reciprocation. First of all, anyone who's performed before, or even just, did public speaking, you know what I'm saying? You know what it's like when you're in front of a crowd, even if it's a crowd of 2, and then people are responding. Now, I want you to put yourself in D's position in front of that crowd and getting that response. Not everyone can do that. Viewing public, man, before we close out, again, our prayers go to DMX and his family as well. And we're hoping he pulls through this. Makes a full recovery, not just for the music, but just to enjoy the fruits of his labor, just to basically die old. Not young.
The man had a new album coming on. The man was working on a new album, and
just to die old, not young. That's what we all want, after all, right? Put your prayers up in the comments, man. Be respectful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and play some DMX tonight. DMX is trending right now. He's trending on Apple Music, so bump some DMX, man. Deuces.
So what happened on Friday was they brought up one of the top lieutenants in all of the Minneapolis police force, specifically the homicide division. So this is the head of the homicide division, Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman, and he has 40 years of experience, and he is one of the people that, like, when it comes to these investigations, you report to him. He said that the force that Derek Chauvin used on George Floyd, in his view, was unnecessary.
And I'm going to take it a step further and give you the actual quote. I saw no reason why the officers would have felt that they were in danger if that's what they felt. And that's what they would have felt to use that kind of force. Absolutely, I would have stopped it. Again, this is what Zimmerman saying. Once a person is cuffed, the threat level goes down right away. They're cuffed. How can they really hurt you? End quote.
So now I am the prosecution. And if I'm the prosecution, which they did, they focused on the fact that he was handcuffed with his face down. His face was down, not face up, but face down with his hands behind his back. And one thing that was highlighted is how difficult, even if nobody was on his back, it would have been for him to get up using his own power. And now you have the lieutenant here stating on top of that fact that he felt that even the force that was used was unnecessary.
There's another quote, right? So Zimmerman said that in his more than 40 years of experience, he has never been trained to place a knee on a person's neck while subduing them. Now here's a quote. Pulling him down to the ground face down and putting a knee on the neck for that amount of time is just uncalled for. So he was very specific. He said knee on a person's neck for that amount of time. It was just like there's no way you can justify it.
If I'm the defense and I have to cross-examine that officer, I don't know what their strategy is going to be. But if I was to approach some kind of strategy, 40 years of experience, I would ask this homicide detective, when was the last time he was in the field?
But let me say this.
Okay, I wasn't done, but you want to say more? That's fine. Yeah, I said one sentence. That's what I was going to say. So anyways, to conclude.
No, not concluding. I just want to say this. This part's important. This part's important. If Chauvin gets found guilty, we popping bottles. All right, go ahead.
I'm so vexed that you fucking stopped what I was going to say that right now. Are you dumb?
All right, go ahead.
Are you serious right now? Okay. So, yes, they're going to focus on when was the last time that, but I don't know when that is. That could have been recently. It could have been whatever. But what can be illustrated is in that place and time, what I feel they're going to highlight is the time and the moment. The crowd that was surrounding, the environment that was around, the difference in the training that has to happen now versus when this officer was primarily trained, and him asking him questions to see if he's ever been in this type of situation specifically. Because yes, there is a training manual, but in that training manual, there are certain things that might happen a little off the cuff, where there's no legal text for it, where the officer kind of has to use their own instincts. And so if I'm a defensive person, that's the angle where I'm going.
Nigga, that angle might as well be a circle, because it is, you shooting your shot, I will give you that. But you're shooting this way, the basket's over there.
All they have to do, Chris, is provide a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That's it. So, okay, so all I have to do is when somebody makes a claim of something, and this is how the training is, I then give the jury the fact that the training that you had at your time might be different from the training. So now you don't know what the training is. And now you're unaware of what to do in the field because you haven't been in the field in a long time. Mm-hmm. How can you know? There's new weapons, there's new crimes. You know, it's funny, when this is all over, I want to speak about like just jail sentences because in my honest opinion.
Thank you guys so much for watching that video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yo, Chris, we got to 200 subscribers, man. Finally. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to stop there. We have a new goal. The new goal is 500 subscribers. So what I need you to do, I need you to like these videos over here. I need you to subscribe right here, man. Two guys doing the podcast, man.